Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Chrono Trigger. Last time we broke out of prison. And, well, I could have popped in here, but, you know, we needed to leave some suspense. So, yeah, there's nowhere else we can go to run. So, let's peace on out. And they indeed disappeared. And there's a nice long look at that awesome emotion sprite, whatever you want to call it. The Chancellor is awesome, whether he's a dick or not. This is nothing like where we've been before. That would be a good assumption. Another good question. Civilization here seems so advanced. It's like we're in another world. Oh god, it's another isekai anime. No, not quite. Strange crest is engraved here, sealed by some kind of power. This world doesn't seem to be in a good way. Here we have an auto gun. This time, I think I will actually buy an upgrade for Luca there. We can also pick up iron suits, which I believe I'm going to pick up one for each character, as well as an iron helm for each character. And I think that's pretty much good. So let's just pop these on real quick. I just use the R and L buttons to switch between characters. Now is finally a good time to pick up new gear for everyone, I think. Save money. Will do you good. And that's your motto, huh? Find food at Aristome to the northeast, but only if you get past Lab 16. The beasts there don't react to weapons like guns and swords. Even as a kid, this made no sense to me, and as an adult, it still makes no sense to me. But, whatever. Never heard of it. This is Trandome. Apparently we were trying to explain to them. That's one of the things they do in this game, is when you talk to someone, they're going, you know, they presume that you've said something about, oh, we're from Truce, any idea where that is in relation to here, without having to cook up generic dialogue to explain it. Which, as long as it's obvious, works for me. If you're looking for food, you lose. What are you talking about, a kingdom? This is the Enertron. You'll get a few nights sleep in a few seconds. It leaves you hungry. Will you rest in the Enertron? HP and MP restored, but you're still hungry. It's a classic line. Many people know the line, but you're still hungry. I would assume that most people know where it comes from, but if you somehow did not, this is where it comes from. This world seems a lot different from the one we left. Still question mark. This is Banger Dome. Wonder if those guys disappeared. Maybe we can sneak back through now that they think that we're gone. Hey, they're not here. Well, let's get on in here before they come back. Run! What? Oh crap! Yeah, I tried it as a kid, but no, they will not let you leave. They force you to continue along with the plot, which is fine. But it's nice that they have like a little sequence played up there where it makes you think that you're going to be able to escape, and that's like, oh, nope, by the way. But yeah, the song, by the way, is called Ruined World. At least I think that's the name of it. Well, this is Lab 16 that they were talking about. And there's a Berserker. That's an interesting item. The Berserker is an item that, as it suggests, puts you into Berserk, and I think it multiplies your attack power by 1.5. It also increases your defense and your hit percentage, though it doesn't say the hit percentage boost. I'm not sure if it actually does any hit percentage boost. What it does do is it ups your critical rate. Again, I'm not sure about how many. This is one of the things that if I had researched an LP like this, I would have some numbers for you or something like that. But for the most part, it doesn't really matter. What you're primarily using this for is to increase your attack power and to just do more damage and get your turns off as soon as possible. Now, Chrono is a great target for this. However, in this particular case, I'm actually going to put it onto... I usually put it on one of the girls. You know what? I think I'm going to put it on to Marley for now, because for the most part, I'm not going to do anything else with her. I don't really need to heal, and I've got tonics if I do need to heal, and that's the only thing that she can really do. But I want to be able to have access to both Slash and Flame Toss, just in case. Now, you'll notice anytime I'm close to these rats, I'm not moving. And, well, there's one of those encounter points I mentioned a few episodes back, where even if you don't touch the enemy, you still end up seeing them. Now, the Berserk status is indicated on screen by red skin. You'll notice Marley there now has some red sprite there, and she's able to usually get more critical hits that way. And her damage also goes up quite a bit. Now, the Octopod are the ones that we've already taken out one of, and that should finish off the second one. Oh, nope, not quite. And the Man-Eater is the other one. The Man-Eaters can actually heal everybody. They have a basic attack that allows them to heal all party members for them. So yeah. There's Ether. Anytime you get an Ether, it's always a nice drop to see. Now here we have Craters. Now, here's a good opportunity to take a look at this if I haven't shown this already. Now, Slash is an attack. If you'll notice, remember the one that's flashing is the one that's being hit as a secondary target. The one that's only glowing is the one we're actually targeting. Slash, if you target the one in front, it'll still hit the one further back because it's a line type attack that actually continues past the target. But if we still take a look at Luca, and she targets the one there, she's going to hit all of them. But if she hits the one up front, she's only going to hit that one. That one doesn't go beyond. So this one, you have to be very specific about targeting that. So something like that is quite good here, as is Cyclone. We'll go target those two. Unfortunately, we can't hit all of them, but that's fine. There we go. And Marley can help things out. She's not doing a lot of damage right now, but that will shortly change. We're actually going to find a new weapon for her relatively shortly. The main reason I decided to put it on her as opposed to Chrono is, one, because I wanted to show off a good example of Slash and Flame Toss and the difference between the two. But anyway, so yeah, this is the reason why I haven't gotten too close to the targets up until, or the rats up until now, because they can steal your items. Now, if you skip this treasure chest, you won't fight a battle. If you try and go up to the treasure chest, that's where the battle is initiated. So in order to get it, you need to fight this battle. Not that that's a huge deal or anything. That sound effect is rather interesting, because normally when you get a sound effect like that in this game, it usually means that the attack is a drain effect. This is one of the few cases where it isn't, which is kind of weird. Yeah, right now Marley's not doing a huge amount of damage, but that treasure chest right there, that should change things a little bit. This is probably one of those battles I could have tried to make use of the Hypno Wave, but I didn't think to do it. Oh well. Yeah, this guy can keep healing himself. I guess ideally he should be the one taken out first, but I usually just spam the attack button, to be quite honest. As I said, it's not a difficult game, though learning new strategies and kind of the tendencies of some of the enemies is definitely an advantage. So, well, that's the load sword. There's a second load sword there for some reason. I thought this chest had the other item in it. I guess I misremembered. I knew it had a load something in it, and you stole another tonic. So you stop. If you're not moving, you won't get hit by it. Here's the bow. Load bow, which should more than double the amount of damage, or at least doubles her attack rate there. You can skip battles if you want to by, like I said, cycling through if you really want to. I'm gonna fight this battle, but I'm not gonna go way overboard fighting too many battles here. Sure, we'll do that one. Cyclone, still very useful, even after a little while into the game. So yeah, now she's doing quite a bit more damage. Very nice. There is another reason why I decided to put it on Marley instead of somebody else. Namely Chrono, and that's these guys. These guys here are called Shadow. And these guys, as you can see, well, they'll always result in a miss. They're immune to physical attacks, so you have to use something magical based. In this case, either Flame Toss or Slash. They're the only magical effects that we have at this point. So we need some way of dealing with them, and I like to have both characters that are capable of doing that available. Go. Come down here. Got Ether. Here we've got another battle with these guys. Yeah, there's a lot of the fights with these guys where the enemies are mixed up and in an awkward position so that we won't be able to hit all of them with, say, one Slash or one Flame Toss, which is why, like I said, I like to have it set up. You know, close enough yet? No? Well, fine then. Be that way. I was hoping he'd move into range. But no, that's fine. Just trying to save up on a little MP. But yeah, it's better than trying to fight them with only one magic user. There's one more fight over here, and I think this is the one where you can make do with only one character. Of course, they're in the wrong location. Marley has the ideal location here. Oh, there we go. Finish him off with one hit. That's the preference. Alright, so you can avoid fighting these guys if you don't want to fight them. They're kind of a pain, these mutants. They're actually rather powerful, and they do a decent amount of damage, so kind of be aware of these guys. Nice critical. And these ones can indeed drain, and they drain your HP, which is not a lot of fun. Criticals always help. Once you get a good critical with Chrono in there, you're usually pretty good to go. Now here, if you go to the right, you trigger a battle. If you go to the left, you can skip the battle. We made it. Well, there's Eris Dome over here. What's this? Sewer access. Well, let's take a look at this. Wonder what this is. Bandits must report to Sir Crawley. That's an interesting name. Well, hello. What have we here? Edger and Nerid. I'm going to use a slash attack here. There's Luca's hit with the blunt side of her gun, I guess. Now, the Edger, I guess, is the one in the water there. They can use a couple of magical-based attacks, water being one of them. I believe they also have another one that we may end up getting to see, or not. Finish off that one there. Now, I talked about it a little bit before the Dragon Tank fight, but each character has their own innate element. So Chrono is lightning, Luca is fire, and Marley is water. Now, in the game, there's a built-in resistance that each character has to their own element, and they take a little bit extra damage from their opposite element. There are 4 basic elements in the game: lightning and shadow, which we haven't seen yet, and then, of course, fire and water. Now, so yeah, like they'll take a little bit extra. So when Marley gets hit by a water spell, she doesn't take as much damage as, say, Chrono would. Chrono would take neutral damage from it. Luca would take a little bit of extra damage, and Marley takes a little bit less. Let's just do a quick little heal up here. Ooh, money. Not that we need a whole lot of money. Hey, look, there's more of these things. This is the other attack that they have, lightning based. So that'll do reduced damage to Chrono, because Chrono, of course, is lightning based himself. Oh, we can't do a fire whirl, so we can't do a cyclone either. Okay, fine. We will just normally attack. But if you notice now that Marley has the Berserker on, she's dealing slightly under double Luca's damage. So it's very effective to have that on someone else. It allows someone else to kind of keep up with the amount of damage that Chrono's dealing. You could just have Chrono be your boss and have him deal with all that as well. That's up to you. I will probably switch it over to him at certain points as well. There was a bridge here. A bridge here. I saw it. Ribbit. Fool. Gribbit. Nothing here. But it's true. Someone's coming. Let's scram. Gribbit. These two are just so weird. As a kid, I was actually rather afraid of this area. And it seemed creepy. And considering what we've seen in this game so far, not a lot of things too creepy. This was probably part of it. We have a little cutscene here. It's a tad on the spooky side. It's an eerie place. I have a bad feeling about this.
There's an awful lot of moisture in here.
I don't know. I have a bad feeling about this.
I saw that, and I was like, should I go? Are you telling me that I'm going into an area that I'm not meant to go to? What's down here? Do I even want to know? It's a diary. Here's the last page. It's all over. The fishmen attack if I make even the slightest noise. I'd rather have my gums scraped than have to fight those fiends. Was there another thing we could do there? No, okay. Oh, it's a kitty! Hey. Oh! Think back a second ago. What did we just run into? I'm gonna get big fire whirl on those bottom two here. Ow, that's gonna hurt. Get fire whirl on those two. Hopefully we'll finish off those two. They are, I believe, water-based. I'm not sure if many enemies have, an elemental weakness, but they also have a type weakness, just like I mentioned earlier with with our characters. I don't know if enemies have that base one, like the base type one, or if enemies even have a type. It's not something I've ever really kind of paid attention to. I just know that certain enemies are weak to a certain thing. If that actually has an impact on how I play, it doesn't always. And we learned something new with Marley called Provoke. Provoke is oddly named because it confuses the enemy. It's a distraction, I think, and it can inflict the chaos status. There's that. There's that. Now, of course, as the thing said, you make even the slightest noise, the enemies come out. So if we interact with any of these things, we're somehow, even if we eat cheese, it makes enough noise to, or is that supposed to be pizza? It makes enough noise. Oh, good, a save point. I need to save any... Okay. Hey! I'm not the only one who fell for that as a kid, am I? Yeah, I definitely fell for that one as a kid. They got me pretty good with that one. No, I can't hit them with any of those. Let's try Hypno Wave and see if that has any effect here. Hypno Wave is supposed to put enemies to sleep, and it can be a good way to disable enemies, though it depends on if they're enemies that are susceptible to it or not. I guess they're not susceptible to it, or it just missed. Ow. Let's finish these guys off here. Yeah, you don't actually get to use that save point, which kind of sucks, because I could use a shelter right about now. But, yeah, they troll you with that one. You don't get anything out of it. Well, one more fight against these guys. These guys are edgers. I don't think they do anything particularly interesting other than just kind of exist. So we're just gonna attack them. I guess I could use slash here. Well, you know what? I need to save my MP because Chrono doesn't have a lot of MP right now. So we'll just finish these guys off here real quick. Yeah, I guess that's... Maybe she's got an axe with her as well. Just that sound always made me think of an axe when I was younger. Still kind of does. I'm not sure why. Alright, let's get... I guess I didn't need to heal you. More needed to heal you. Get up to full here. Well, there's nothing over here. Well, there's that bridge they were talking about. That's where we saw those two frogs. There's a secret passage over here. Looks like this leads to the door. Go around back and press the switch. Well, what they're talking about is another secret passage right here, which opens the door. Not sure... Like, I was just feeling around as a kid trying to find anything that I could, right? Press the switch and the bridge opens. So switch on! Ribbit! It's out of reach, Ribbit. And you call yourself a frog. These two are like Team Rocket. They're ridiculous. And we'll never see them again. I don't even know why they're here. They're just random. Alright, we got a rage band. This is a valuable piece of equipment this early in the game. Now, this entire area is optional, by the way. You don't have to come in here. But considering it contains a rage band giving us 50% critical rate, well, yeah, it's kinda good. Actually, instead, I'm going to remove the Berserker for this fight, and I'm going to give the Berserker to Chrono. And he's going to do the brunt of the heavy lifting upcoming here. And we're all healed up. Let's go over here. 3 of them are almost here. Coming through the sewer like they own it. They must have a death wish. Let's show them. Just let them come. They'll be chopped liver. Never liked liver as a kid. Still don't, actually. And they've got some creative laughs. Oh. He's getting out of dodge. Now, this is an interesting fight. I'll shred ya. Now, the way this guy fights is he has a couple different attacks. One of them is this, which reduces you to 1. So Marley's going to be on standby pretty much for the whole fight, and Chrono's going to be dealing a bunch of damage here. You don't need to worry about too much. I think all of his attacks are single targeting. So we're just going to have Chrono deal a lot of the damage and have... that's it. Yeah, this is kind of a mini-boss because this is the type of animation you tend to see in a boss fight, but the music is a normal battle. And the experience you get is much better, but it's not boss levels either. So I'm guessing he's some form of mini-boss. That's just my guess. Because, yeah, that's it. That's all there was to do with this weird plot event that happens here. There's not much to it. Got a couple more enemies to fight here. Have Chrono beat up on some of them. Sure, we'll do one of those. We'll try and inflict confuse on that one, sure. I'm not sure if that's more confusing or alluring, but way to go, Marley. It's an ability I never used when I was younger because it never seemed to work. And for the most part, confusing your enemies is something that only affects things in random battles, not in a boss fight, so it's not something I really focused on. But it's an interesting little attack. I don't think it has a lot of uses, though. Like I said, I don't think I've ever seen it work other than, like, enemies at the very beginning of the game. There we go. Chrono leveled up. Alright. Before we go up there, let's go pick up this. A bolt sword. You would think this would be lightning elemental, but it is not. It is non-elemental, just like every other weapon in this game. Well, this is the switch they were talking about. You notice it made 2 sounds. One of them was here. The second one is here, leading us back to the very beginning. Before we do that, and I'll make my trip back off screen since it's pretty straightforward, let's go up here. Death Peak, huh? Well, that's interesting. Now, if we go up here, there's a sparkle over here, hitting a power tab. You notice the wind there blows us off. There's no way of progressing any further up there, but I figured I'd pick up the tab while we're in the area. And I guess I skipped over that. Let's try that again. Keeper's Dome. Wonder who Scala is. Or Shala. You must not climb Death Peak. Wouldn't make it very far anyway. Has to be the right time, and they have to show you the way. Say, did you see my masterpieces? The Ocean Palace and the Blackbird? I designed and built them both. Huh. Interesting. I have no idea what's going on here. But apparently this creature gets programmed by this other guy. He seems to be some kind of an inventor or designer. But anyway, that's pretty much all the time we have for today. Next time I will have backtracked to the other side of the sewers, and then we can move on to the other dome that we saw there. I believe it was called Eris Dome. But anyway, that's all for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.